Come on. Hey everybody, we're back and this is the finale for all the marbles. Everything's on the table. Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, this is the finale. But remember, this is just the first run, so it's just, you know how this is. If you ever played Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you got to the end, know full well that there's a whole nother round that you gotta go through with everything. Also, this is the run that I recorded that finally had me actually, actually doing something, because after not playing this all these years and then finally getting back to the end, man, let me tell you how much trouble I had. This is why it looks like I actually know what I'm doing, because I had to do this about 14 times. Yeah, maybe more than 14 times now that I think about it, because sheesh, I don't know, it's been a long time. I don't have the memory of this last part. I did of the previous one though, but not this one. It was like every enemy I ran into, I ended up losing. That's how bad it was. I was just like, yo, this is like impossible. But ooh, look, you got 2 treasure chests. See, I didn't even know 3 treasure chests. Like, I didn't even know about all this going into this again. So like, it's basically relearning it all over again. But also, I had to like develop, I guess, sort of a routine in order to get through the stage. But this is, peep this. You see that? Any other time, any other time that would have happened, I would have lost my armor. That's the crazy part. But anyways, I had to like, develop my my run through. It was plenty of times I lost to those 2 birds. I lost to Red Reamer down the bottom. Definitely quite a few times on this part. Like just trying to get past the ghosts and these monsters. We were having some of the most titanic battles. It's only like 3 platforms. That's the crazy part about this. They oversaturate this part with so many enemies. Like, look at this strategy. You see what I mean? Like, now I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can actually get lucky enough to get armor, because in my previous playthroughs where I lost and I had to start over, I would get to this part, I would lose my armor, and then I would go back and try to get those treasure chests that I skipped. So here's one, and magician, great. But this kept happening every time. It would get to the point where I needed to at least open at least 4 treasure chests just to be able to get some basic armor, because I would run into 2 magicians and then a weapon and then the armor. But I got lucky here. So also, I realized too that I actually made the stage more difficult by going to the part with the ghosts, losing my armor, and then trying to go back, because you can see them floating around. So basically they followed me all the way down the steps, because remember, you don't run into them until you're right here. But yeah, I had to do, see, like I said, it's only 3 platforms and then it leads to the boss, which is crazy, because if you think about it, if you run all the way through, it's only like 30 seconds. But the bad thing about it is just that they don't really give you that much time. So this is round 2, and I'm taking on the big bad ugly, with his magic laser beam. This part actually is a lot easier than the first one because of this dip right here in the ground. So basically, I'm able to hide from the laser beam a little bit and still angle the arrows so that they still smack them, even if it's just one. That is bananas. No way. Did you see that? So I was able to get past the bird in the first one and not get hit, and then he's the one that I wanted to see. He's the real tough guy, the uncle. So anyway, He's a bit more difficult though, because his flamethrower actually, when he's close to the edge and he uses his flamethrower, it'll go all the way to the bottom. But his laser beam is the trade-off, because as you can see, it goes straight across the screen, but it doesn't seek you like the other laser beam does. The bad thing is, it's just that flame. You see how far away it goes, so you got to keep backing up. Also, my main enemy is this bad boy right here. See, I literally got 20 seconds left to actually complete the stage. It's crazy. I did it. Like, it took me so many continues and extra lives just to get to this part. It's just bananas how much work you got to do. And it's only like under 5 minutes. The stage is under 5 minutes. That shows you how brutal this game is. It's no joke. And then the worst part is like I said before, she's going to tell me that I got to go all the way to the beginning and go all the way through it in order to get the Goddess Bracelet. And the Goddess Bracelet, I remember, was a strong weapon, not very versatile. It just shoots straight ahead of you. It doesn't have a lot of range. It's just, goodness gracious. It's going to be bananas. But, I mean, I'm pretty much almost to the part to where I was when I first played this game as a young teenager. So that's good. All I gotta do is get through the whole game again and get back to the final part where I was at, and I'll at least break even on that. So I'm hoping I can do that for you guys. So anyway, the next video after this will be the final finale. I'm not going to like record every stage, but I will record going through all of them. So I hope to see you guys there for the super finale. Peace.